Okay, Lucas, are you ready? Do you think we can already
Yes,
start?
yes, I think we can start.
Okay, and then, so officially speaking now, welcome everyone to another Anviz webinar. My name is Leonardo. I'm here with Mr. Lucas. We are going to introduce ourselves properly in the next slides, but just to give some comments that we are glad to have you here with us for today's official release of our brand new product, FacePass 7 Pro. So before we start, I would like to guide you through the tools we have on the chat and the Q&A. You will see the toolbar on the Zoom. And if you have any questions, if you have any comments, you can contact by those channels. I suggest using Q&A for questions and the chat for the comments, but feel free to use the one that you prefer most, all right? So today, as I previously spoke, FacePass 7 Pro, all-in-one touchless smart face recognition terminal, our brand new solution that we are going to describe better in the next slides. So let's begin. Here is a briefing of everything we are going to see today. So starting with our introduction and advantages of the product, comments about the facial recognition market, and many other interesting things until the unboxing and the live demonstration of a FacePass 7 Pro sample. So Lucas, anytime that you think it's feasible to interrupt for the questions, please feel free to talk with me, okay?
Okay.
So here, a little bit about us. My name is Leonardo Ribeiro. I am the technical sales manager from Anviz, and I'm here with Mr. Lucas Vicky, one of our regional sales managers. Hi, Lucas, officially now, good morning.
Yeah, hello again.
Okay, so these are our email. We are going to provide you some other email contacts in the end, but just to make sure you will have the requirements, the contact you need to get in touch with us, all right? So here is something regarded to the global facial recognition market. Before we give you the product, we want to put you on the scenario to see how much is important to have access control and time attendance solution for the facial recognition. This is a survey made for markets and markets analysis where they forecasted for the next years a compound annual growth rate of 17.2% per year. So until 2028, we expect to have this range of growth, and this market is going to reach up to 12.1 billion US dollars. So this is a very huge market. Not only talking about pandemic, the market was already previewing technology level raise from, for example, fingerprint to facial recognition technology. And of course, the pandemic just speed that up. So this is a very interesting market. And here we are going to show one of our solutions to help you providing services and make you customers satisfied within this market, all right? So here is our facial recognition family. Today, we're going to focus on the FacePass 7 Pro, but I will like to invite you to know more about our other products as well. So please feel free to get more information on anviz.com. You will find a lot of interesting and relevant information about our family of facial recognition devices for time attendance and access control. This is a very important slide about a comparison between our family. So I always suggest this comparison for the customers, the resellers or installers that they are not so familiarized with our solution. So here we put all of them in a comparison between price and performance. So if your customer is looking for something cheaper with a good cost benefit, you could start looking from the bottom with our W3, for example, and according to the project, according to the requirements customer may need, you can start considering looking ahead. So we have a very interesting family of devices, as I mentioned before, and today FacePass 7 Pro and FacePass 7 Pro IRT are going to be the most spoken devices. All right. So Lucas, any comments so far? Everything okay for now?
Yes, everything's fine.
Okay. So beginning with the product introduction, what is FacePass 7 Pro? So FacePass 7 Pro, as we mentioned, is a device for facial recognition for access control and time attendance. But we have also very interesting features we can talk about. For example, the infrared based live face detection. We are going to talk with details in the next slides. We also have a very intuitive interface with 3.5 inches TFT touchscreen. So the device is very friendly for the user or for the installer that is going to configure everything through the device's screen. But we also have other options for configuring the device, as well as, for example, the built-in web server. You can type the IP address of the device in a web browser and have access to the main functions you would like to configure the device itself. So we make different communication ways to make you choose what is easier and what is better for your settings. This device is very interesting as well because we can do a quick management of users by face image registration. You can transfer pictures from your software to the device memory, and of course with the algorithm technology, the device will convert those pictures to templates to make the comparison and then to release the access and get the records of your users in further. And of course, this device will be compatible with our most important solutions talking about software, the Crosschex standard and also the Crosschex cloud. We can talk about that in the next slides as well. So here is the main question, I guess, for today. Why choose FacePass Pro? Why would you think considering promoting this hardware to your end user, to a project? So we can start talking about the processor. The device is enhanced with a dual 1 gigahertz processor, and it's improved with 3 times faster speed compared to the previous versions. So for those customers that already know Anviz for a long time, you will know about the name FacePass. So we had some versions of FacePass within the years, FacePass Pro, FacePass 7, and now the new one, FacePass Pro, is much faster than the previous ones. The recognition can be done in less than half second, 0.5 second, and the speed is up to 40% faster than the previous version. This is one of the biggest advantages, in my opinion, for Anviz, is the artificial intelligent deep learning algorithm. For those that are not familiarized with algorithm, is the technology responsible to convert your biometric identity to technology. So in this case, the device will capture your face or will receive a picture of your face and convert that to technology. We'll convert that to an encrypted template on our device, and that will be responsible for the comparison whenever you, in this case, or any other user try to access the device. So this is very important that Anviz is the owner of this algorithm and it's patented, and you will not find the same technology in any other competitor. This is 100% made and kept by us. This algorithm also support mask detection, so you can use mask. Your users can use masks through the daily events, and the device will be able to identify and release the record in the same way as if the user were not using. And it also, as I spoke before, support the face image registration. This makes the project much more convenient. For example, if we're talking about a project for 300, 500 users, the installer would take a lot of time calling user by user to enroll their faces. So they can simply receive pictures from those faces and send to the device by the software or by a flash drive directly on the device USB host. So we have some very interesting case studies on our website where we mention about those details for projects with FacePass 7 Pro and also with other devices. So feel free also to check the case studies tab of our website. You will find many interesting projects we are helping our partners to promote the solution. The device also have a dual camera system. So you can see on the bottom, two cameras right here. They work together to enable the infrared technology and to ensure that it's a real person that is going to be released the access to generate their record. In other words, the device will protect your access system for pictures or for videos or for any other situation that it is not the real person trying to get access on that. And here we can also see the infrared thermal camera. We are going to talk about that soon. Here we can also mention that the device is wide adapted for various conditions. The device can capture and recognize the users with different angles, so it can be installed in several different places. We have all the material, the quick guides, the installation suggestions, but you can consider using this, for example, in medical clinics, in schools, in shopping malls, in small and medium offices, to control the access, or for example, just for time attendance. So it's a very flexible device, talking about how many project range we could consider installing it. Bigger and faster, as we've mentioned before, and some other combined technologies we can explore with the facial recognition. For example, the PIN code. So you can insert a PIN code on the device screen if you want to complement the facial access with another technology, for example, or the RFID proximity card. So it's really up to you to define what the users are going to use to get access on the device or to clock in or clock out for the time attendance reports. You can combine them three if you want. So we have all the options for you to choose between those three technologies. You can see a smart LED on the top of the screen that allows you to install the device in very dark ambient environments. So with the smart LED, the device can set a light to get the recognition correctly. I guess we have seen that on this previous slide with an example. Oops, sorry. With an example. One moment, please. Some technical here. Yeah, the darkness recognition of the device. So here we also have some technical description about how many lux the device can support for the access recognition. Lucas, any questions for now?
No, Leo.
Okay, so moving forward, now we can talk about the IRT version. So you will be able to find two different versions for the FacePass 7 Pro, the standard one and the FacePass 7 Pro IRT. IRT means infrared temperature. So the device will have an infrared temperature sensor on the bottom, and this sensor will be able to collect the temperature of the users combined with the facial access. We can have some examples For example, to check the entry of a school, all the children will have to use mask and be inside the temperature limit to get access to avoid any risk about the virus, for example. But we also have other configuration we can do, as well as the visitor settings. So let's imagine that we are going to install it on a shopping store. So to get access on the shopping store, most of the customers, they're going to be visitors. So I will not be able to enroll them all. I don't know when they will come, if they will come. So I can set the FacePass IRT, FacePass 7 Pro IRT model to the visitor settings. And doing that, when a user is not enrolled on the device memory, the device will understand that and will consider that it is a visitor. So the device will just check the mask and the temperature. So you can do those settings on the device menu or by the web browser, for example. And you can set there that the device will only open the door if the visitor is with a correct temperature, with a maximum limit you can set, and with the mask using. So without those two combinations, the device will not open the door. This is one situation. Another one is to use the device relay to trigger an alarm, for example. In case someone is with fever, the device simply will trigger the relay for an alarm that can be visual, or that can be a notification for another third-party hardware that can, the manager of the place can receive that and know that someone trying to get access is without the health conditions to move forward. So there are many situations we can explore with those combinations. So here we have some technical specifications about the accuracy at deviation. So the device will capture the temperature, and this is the maximum range for more or for less regarding to comparing to the currently temperature of the user, that the information will be shown on the device screen as well as the records. The temperature range can go up to 23 Celsius to 46 Celsius or 73 Fahrenheit to 114 Fahrenheit. And the temperature distance is around 30 to 80 centimeters or 11.81 to 31.50 inches in the US standards, right?
Leo, before
Yes.
we move forward, Mr. Robert asked how to compare the FacePass 7 Pro ERT with FaceDeep 3 ERT in aspect of the technical side.
Excellent question. This is very important to split differences between them. So on the technical aspect, we can talk that FaceDeep 3 has the capacity for 6,000 users, and the FacePass 7 Pro has a reduced user capacity to 3,000. This is one of the differences. Another difference is that FaceDeep 3 can be used as optional modules, for example, for 4G communication. And also there is a QR code version for the FaceDeep 3. And another difference, not so technical now, but on the physical aspect, the FaceDeep 3 IRT is flat. And the FacePass 7 Pro, it's inclined. So you will see on the unboxing the difference of the shape. So this is very important as well where you're considering to install the device. So in short words, I could say that the FacePass 7 Pro is a more cost-benefit solution, and the FaceDeep 3 solution is a device to be considered in projects with some more technical requirements.
Great, Leo. I know you are going to start with the cross-check right now, but there's another question from Mr. Roberts.
Okay.
Is the cross-check cloud free to anyone or just compatible with Anviz users?
Okay, I will try to explain this with some more details. I would also take the opportunity for this question to talk about those next slides. So we have two different software solutions with the Crosschex name. So we have the Crosschex Standard and the Crosschex Cloud. Whenever we talk about Crosschex, we are talking about communication with Anviz devices. So far, we do not have any cost for the cloud-based software, neither for the standard one. But make sure that you're going to use Anviz devices. If you're considering using third-party brand devices, they will not be able to communicate with our Crosschex solutions, right?
Okay, Leo.
Okay.
Mr. Milton also requests ask the combination can be, for example, face plus PIN code and like a double check for the user. Can you explain more about that?
Definitely, sure. The question is correct. You can do combinations between the technologies. You can define that when you're enrolling the user or whenever you want to modify their access. So for FacePass 7 Pro, we have three options. For regular users, we have the facial recognition, we have the PIN code, and we have the RFID card. And we can combine two of them or even three together. You can do all those settings on the device menu.
Great, Leo. And just one more, still related to the comparison of FacePass 7 Pro and FaceDip 3. Besides the technical side, in your opinion, which device is better based on price? Because, for example, Mr. Robert from Philippines mentioned that the price for the FaceDip 3 is better than the price of FacePass 7 on the region. What is your opinion about that?
Okay. For this question specifically, we can use the comparison table I showed on the previous slide, where we had a comparison between price and performance. These are products based on our price list solution. If in case you're not seeing in your region the prices according to that structure, I would recommend you to contact your sales representative, your regional sales representative. In case you don't know the contact of the person specifically, you can just send an email to sales@anviz.com. One of our sales colleagues will help you understanding better how the products are being selling in your regional market, and will guide you according to the correct values. But in short words, FacePass 7 Pro would be cheaper than the FaceDip 3. Okay.
I think we can move forward with Crosscheck and then
Okay.
return with another question.
Definitely, yeah. So you can keep saving the questions for the next, and we can talk about them in the next slides. Okay, thank you, Lucas. So talking about Crosschex, I already did some description. We have two versions of Crosschex. This one we are going to talk now is Crosschex Standard. So this is our desktop version. It's a client executable file you can download on our website, anviz.com. At the download tab, you will see that ready to be downloaded. That is 100% free. This is, of course, one of our main advantages as well. Talking about other competitors, our software is very complete, talking about basic features of access control and time attendance as well. You can do both in the same software and with the same hardware if we're talking about FacePass 7 Pro. So with that device, with that software, you can do the device management. That means transferring users from one device to the other, enrolling a user directly to the software and send that user to the hardware. You can download the records to check who accessed each device at a specific time. You can do access control management. You can set users to have access on specific devices for a specific time range. For example, Employees that are going to access the company only from Monday to Friday from 8 to 4 p.m., for example. You can do that on CrossCheck Standard. You can do many shift managements, setting shifts for your employees, shifts that can be flexible or not. You can have some overtime politics calculation. You can check all those records being together in a period where you'll be able to see the total hours, total worked hours after a while. So it's a very complete software. If you want to know more information, please feel free to access at our website. And if you already have your software and you want to explore more functions, you can check our Anviz support YouTube channel. We have very interesting videos in different languages there. And you can also place a support ticket through our website. Our technical guys will be happy to support you exploring all the advantages you can use on our solutions. And when I'm talking about the support, I'm not talking about only the standard version, but the CrossCheck Cloud version as well. This is the next version, the newest version of our solution that is a cloud-based software. Very, very interesting if you're looking for flexibility. So you can connect your devices, FacePass 7 Pro as well, and you can manage those devices by the internet. As soon as you create your account and you set your device configured to that account, you will check the records and the users management anywhere, anytime. So it's very, very flexible, and it's also a good option if you're considering installing devices in different offices, in different branches, for example. You can control them all in the same platform. So it will save you configuration time and it will save you management time. So it's a very interesting solution. If you want to know more, you can send a message via our website as well. Here we have some FacePass 7 Pro diagram configuration, just to give you some more visibility of how the devices can be installed. So for example, on this first square on the left side, this is a standard installation for access control, where the FacePass 7 Pro will send a command by its relay to a door. Can be a smart lock, can be a electromagnetic lock, can be a strike lock, or it can be a automatized motor, for example, automatic motor that just receive a switch contact and that will open the door for you. But this is the standard mode. And in the other side, you can put an exit button, for example, or another FacePass 7 Pro to control the entry and the exit. It's really up to your project. On the middle part, we have added extra security level on our installation. There is the SCO11 controller. This is our Anviz controller that will only release the door if it receives an encrypted WIGAN communication from the FacePass 7 Pro. In clear words, the door will only open if an authorized user is recognized by the device. So this application you can install in environments where you need more safety in case someone tried to remove the device from the wall, or if someone tried to cut the cables and do a direct connection from the lock. The controller will avoid this possibility, because it is going to be installed on the inner part, on the interior part, and it will not have any electricity contact that will make any danger to your door to be open. So no matter what happens to the device, the door will be always closed with that controller. So I invite you to know more about this installation method that will raise your security. And at the left side, at the right side, I standard time attendance solution. So the device will not be controlling any door. There will not be any sensor interacting with the device. So it will simply get punch-ins, breaks, punch-outs from the employees to give you a time attendance report at the end of a specific period. And all these examples can be done by our two software platforms, the standard one and the Chex Cloud, as long as the devices are connected with the network, no matter if it's Wi-Fi or LAN. So this is another interesting feature of the FacePass 7 Pro. You can connect the device by the Ethernet cable or also by Wi-Fi. The device has Wi-Fi built in. It's not an option. It's a standard. So if you have a Wi-Fi network on your environment, you can connect the device with that to start managing and doing those settings for your project.
Now,
yes.
Before we move forward, I still want to cross-check cloud questions.
Okay.
There is one question. If I have multiple devices at a remote area and collect this data through a private cross-check standard or just with a cross-check cloud version, this data will be collected?
Well, I'm not sure if I understood the question correctly. I will try to explain, and then you can tell me if that makes sense to you.
Okay.
We have two ways of connecting the devices. If we are talking about remote communication or internet communication, we can use Chex Cloud. The Chex standard is a local-based software. You have to let your devices in the same network to do that management. But considering the Chex Cloud, you can have many different devices in different places connected by the same platform, and you can manage users between them. So for example, you can create a user on the device on my California office and send this user to a device on, I don't know, on my England office, for example. I can do that by Chex Cloud. If I am considering the Chex standard, I have to do everything under the same local network. Is that replies the question?
And in the case with a different network, how it's work?
If you're using different networks that they are not local, I suggest you using the Chex Cloud, because the Chex Cloud is internet, so it gets over through any local and more complex network on the environments. If you have the same network, you can use the standard, or you can use a VPN, for example, for the standard, but the networks must be connected between them if you want to use the Chex standard.
Great. Thank you so much, Leo. Milton, regarding your question, is there a pending feedback from our side? In the end, we are going to have a short conversation, then we can back to this topic, okay?
Yes, we can open a space for talking after we finish the webinar, the presentation. If you have a specific project, we can also discuss about that as well.
Just one more question, Leo.
Mm-hmm.
In this season of pandemic that we are living, most of the employees are working from home. There's a affirmation here. If the Chex Cloud, the employees can use the time in and time out, right? Then Mr. Robert said, if yes, through mobile app or desktop app, and it is through facial recognition. So basically, the question is, from home, how can we use the Chex Cloud and how it's work?
Okay, this is a very good question, and we are thinking about that already. So for now, the Chex Cloud, you will use the FacePass 7 Pro to get records of your employees to the offices in that case. Considering the users are at home office and they have to clock in or clock out, we are releasing in the next months tool for the home officer worker to do manual records by the software. In the first moment, it will not be facial recognition by the app, but we are going to have an app, and by that app, the employee will be able to clock in and clock out if he is working outside of the office. So it's on our roadmap. and is going to be released in the next months.
Great, Leo. Thank you so much. I think we can move forward.
Okay. All right, so for the next slides, we have some project applications where we are using our FacePass 7 Pro solution. So for example, we can use it on turnstiles. We can use it just for regular time attendance, as in the right side. We can use it as a regular access controller. So you have many different options you can consider in using the FacePass 7 Pro, no matter it is for access control or for attendance. And then we can check if there is any other question, Lucas. And I had prepared some demonstration of the product as well as an unboxing of the device through its box. So let me know if you don't have any other question, and we can start to the practice.
I think we can start the live then. No question by my side.
Okay, so let me start sharing the presentation. And now I'm going to focus on my camera. Let me know if you can see my camera as full screen.
Yes, it is full.
Okay, so here we have a FacePass 7 Pro box. So in this case, it is a FacePass Pro standard. You will be able to see the device label with the serial number on this side, on the right side of the camera. So you're going to see the serial number, the firmware version, and that is very important for us in case you will need any technical support from our team, because they need to know which firmware and when is the device manufactured. Okay, so starting open the box, we can see some phone protection to make sure that the device will be kept well on the box, some advertising of our Chex cloud. And then we can start with the device inside the box. So here, let me try to show to you. The device comes in a plastic protector and in a plastic case that will hold the device correctly on the box. So it is very well protected to make sure the device will come 100% on your hands. So this replies one of the, let me take out the plastic first. And I want to show you that the device is not flat as the Face Deep 3. So this is one of the differences between them. You can see it is not flat. So this is one of the main differences talking about the design of those products. So here is the FacePass 7 Pro. You'll be able to see on the bottom two cameras. Let me try to identify for you. So we have two cameras right here. We have the proximity sensor on the bottom. We have the LED on the top. And we also have a protection plastic to protect the screen. So we can remove that if we want, or if you want to keep that, no problem. So for this model, I can do the access control and time attendance. And on the IRT version, we would have a sensor on the middle in this part, okay? So continuing with the box, let me take out the case, the protector, and I will be able to see the power supply, a 12 volts power supply already come with the device, and the accessories. So we have a plastic case with accessories. On those accessories, we will be able to find some RFID proximity cards. So as a standard, it goes with 2 Anviz devices cards. But if you want, you can place an order for more extra cards. If your projects require that, you can buy them separately. You have the screws and accessories to install it on a wall in case you're going to use it wall mounted. The device already comes with the support for wall mounted. So this metal here, it's already coming with the device. So you can install this plate on the wall, and after you connect the device in this plate to be used on the wall for access control or time attendance. And you have the connector. It's only one connector. You can input on the device backside, and you're going to see all that you need to put the power on the device, to check the relays, some wig and output, exit button, and other features that you will be able to explore using the device as access control. All right. So
Now,
yes.
there is a PoE or needed an AC/DC connector?
Very good question. This device for now, it's not PoE. Okay. So this is a standard communication. I can check on our roadmap if the next versions are going to be with the PoE, but for now, I know that this version, it is not. Any other question?
No.
Okay. So for the unboxing side, basically, that's everything we have in the standard mode for the FacePass 7 Pro. And after the unboxing, I also prepared some demonstration of the device itself. So if we don't we have any other questions, right, Lucas? So we can.
Yes, you're right.
Okay, so let's move next. Let me put the device on my side, and let's open space to the sample that I have installed and turn it on. So I have another sample right here with a FacePass 7 Pro IRT. And for the IRT, I wanna show you some settings of the device. So you can see the flash whenever someone approximate from the device itself, the flash will help to check and compare if the user is authorized or not. And now I want to share my screen with you. Look, the device is too fast. That already recognized me. I didn't even try to be recognized, but I passed it through it and it recognized me well. So I will share my screen now, and I will show the software side for you guys, so you can have more ideas about what we can do by the software side. So let me know when you can see my screen again. Lucas, can you confirm that for me, please?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, so now I will open the web browser on the local IP configurations. So let me just hide the panel. Okay. And here I have the Chex cloud. We are going to talk about this. And we also have the Chex standard. So here in the Chex standard, assuming I already have connected the device with my network, on the device tab, I go add and search. On a quick search, I can already see my device connected. So I just double click it and go to add, and the device will be online. Of course, I already have the network settings done before. And here I can see the device IP 192.168.0.66. So in this case, I can type it on my web browser and I will have access to the web server functions. So as a standard, we have admin as login, 12345 as password. And in here, we were going to see the main functions of the system, of the configuration. So I have the user tab. I can add, I can delete, I can manage users from here. I have the network settings, also the Chex cloud settings. So this is where I will input my Chex cloud account. So the device will be able to be managed by my Chex cloud software. Okay. So I also have Ethernet communication settings, Wi-Fi communication settings, some basic setup. Here I can see the serial number. I can see how many users I enrolled on my device. I can see the firmware version that is very important for the support, as I previously mentioned, and some other interesting configuration for attendance status, time setup, and some others. And in the advanced setup, We can also see the records. We can do some quick reports. I suggest you using the other softwares, but in case you're going to use the device as a standalone, you can also get some reports from the device itself. And here we have some temperature settings. You can see, for example, from my pictures, I was doing some tests and I'm going to do some tests again. And the device can capture pictures for users and for visitors whenever the device recognizes someone. And on these records, as long together with the pictures, you will see the name of the user, if it is a user or if it is not a visitor, the temperature, and if the user is wearing mask or not. You can have all those differences on the records and the historical of the access from the device. Okay, so for the web browser, you can see that it is a very complete tool, and basically is everything that you also will be able to have on the device menu directly. Okay, so moving now to the Chex Cloud. I would like to tell you something about the Chex Cloud as well. Lucas, any question for now?
Just related to the battery, if the energy power fail, it's still possible to get employee in and out?
Okay, in case that energy fails, if you don't have an energy backup system, the device will be interrupted. So the device without energy, it will not work. So in those cases, if you're installing the device in a place that you have some risk about energy, getting off the energy, I would suggest you install a backup energy system or a no break or a 12-volt battery together with the device. But the device itself, this model specifically speaking, does not have internal battery. Okay. All right. So considering everything is fine, Lucas, if not, you can talk to me. Let's go to the Chex Cloud. On the Chex Cloud, I have the device tab. On the device tab, you'll be able to see the FacePass 7 Pro right here. So my sample, the sample I have is right here on the left. I do many tests with my account. You can see many other models, but this one is the one we are talking about. So right here, we can see as well the firmware version, the serial number, the department, the device name, and so on. So I want to do some tests with you guys. So on the user side, let's go to the employee part. I will be able to manage all my users, and I had my user previously enrolled as user number 1. There is Leonardo. So on Leonardo user, I can set a picture to be enrolled on the device, clicking on face. So I will have two options. I can upload a picture or I can click face enroll. If I click face enroll, the device will open a capture screen. So I will have to go and put my face on the circle to be stored on the device itself. So this is one option. Another option is uploading a picture of my face directly to the device. And when the device receives that picture, the device converts it in a facial template. So it will be used in the same way for comparison. So assuming that I already have the user right here, let's do some testing. So on the record part, the last record I had was at 12:45. So my local time now is 12:52. So I will do one more recording. You will be able to hear the alarm. Why are you listening to this alarm? Because I am not wearing mask, and I configured the device to notify if the user is wearing mask or not. So the device alarmed me and also showed me a yellow stripe on the bottom that is for warning, that is that the user is not wearing mask. Let's try again. Let me see if I can show you. Can you see something yellow right here? Is the warning alarm that the user is not wearing mask. Okay, so now I will do a test using a mask. So let me put my mask. I hope you can see my window on the screen. And then I will try using a mask now. And then it is green stripe and no alarm. With the green stripe and no alarm, it will mean that the access is correct. No warnings for now. And if I refresh this page, I will also see the new records. So let me change to time cards back. You'll be able to see in real time those new records. So here is the 1252 record. Let me see if we can see the pictures on the temperature and screening. And here you can see some pictures of the mask and some pictures with no mask to do this kind of management. So, Lucas, any question for now?
No, Leo, we can move forward.
Okay, so basically I wanted to show, oh, here are the records, they are being uploaded. So basically I wanted to show the main features of the device being connected with the Chex cloud, with the web browser, as well as the Chex standard. So guys, I guess that for now we can come back then to our presentation. And now it's just the part of the questions. And so we are open to talk freely about any project you may have, any questions you may have with our solution. I also want to take the opportunity to tell you guys to follow us on our social medias. So if you go to our website, or if you just go on Instagram, for example, and type Anviz Global, you will see our Instagram. You will be able to find our Facebook as well, our LinkedIn. So we are always promoting online webinars, live demonstrations. We are always doing events for our customers to win some prizes. So be up to date to our releases, and good luck. Maybe you can win a prize and a sample, a device sample in the future. And here is the sales email, sales@anviz.com, where if you want some sales support, if you need some project support, or to know who would be the responsible for your region, or to talk about prices, if you see specifically in case of one of our previous questions, if you see a device more expensive than the usual or with different situations, feel free to contact our team. We'll be happy to support. So Lucas, any other questions for now, or that's all for the moment?
Mr. Robert did another question regarding the CrossCheck mobile app. What does this application do? It says you can log in using it. Can you explain a little bit more on the functions of the CrossCheck mobile app?
Okay, for the CrossCheck mobile, it's an application available to be downloaded at iPhones and Androids. And it is an application basically used for devices that has the Bluetooth option. So for the FacePass 7 Pro, the standard version, it is not able to communicate with the CrossCheck mobile, but this is a very interesting application that you can connect with some other hardwares of our brand, that you will be able to manage the device directly by the Bluetooth, enrolling users, adding or modifying, deleting users, getting the records from the users. The regular user will also be able to use the phone to punch in or to punch out for attendance, or to open the door using the phone. And the user will also be able to see their own records by the cell phone. So he can double check if the records are correct according to his clock in and his clock out on the devices for time attendance. So it's a basic feature. The application, the CrossCheck mobile, is a basic feature to be used with our devices by the Bluetooth.
So it means, well, the phone can replace the RFID card. Is that right?
Well, I cannot say that it will replace. It's a complement. So you can use the
Great.
phone as a complement for a remote opening. For example, if you don't have the card, but you have Bluetooth, you have the app, you can open the door by your phone.
Great, Leo. Thank you.
You're welcome. So guys, maybe I didn't tell you before, we are going to share this material with you, okay? So pay attention on the email, you subscribe it to this webinar. We are going to send the material and also the recording link of this webinar. So you will always be able to use this content in the future if you look for some specific topic we discussed here or in the material. If something is relevant to show to your customer or for a specific project, you will have those materials by there, okay? So pay attention on the email, you subscribe it for the webinar. And guys, I guess that from my side, that's all. If we don't have any other question, I would like to thank you to be here with us today. It's always a pleasure to talk about our solutions, to quit all your questions about our products, to talk about specific projects. We want to hear more from you guys. So feel free to contact us by our social medias, by the sales or the support email, or even by our emails directly that we presented on the first slides. So Lucas, do you want to say something if you still have questions or just some comments?
No question from my side anymore, but appreciate the time and opportunity for everyone that attended the webinar. Hope to see you next time, and we are open to support you guys in all means necessary.
Excellent, guys. So thank you once more. Always a pleasure for me, for us, for Anviz. So hope to have you guys in the next opportunities as well. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.